Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Good morning. When I see this article and it talks about the residents in the Holders Hill area of St. James, and they're talking about the tower that Digicel just up and put there without their permission, without their knowledge. It's just up there, and the diesel smell and whatever else they are concerned about, even without reading about everything concerning this tower and why the residents in this area are perturbed by it. You have to remember, I mean, for your own sakes, that's why I love sharing information. You have to remember hard cement company. Remember that when it went up right next to a flour mill, and the people that owned the flour mill were saying, it can't be, you can't be this close to our establishment, because the flourish sediment from the cement could mix with the flour, and flour could be hard already. It could be a hardening thing if you get flour in the right state. And they complained, but did rock hard cement move away? Did they move away? No. It's probably a court matter now. I don't know if it's still in court, but this was something that came up in your news. And I don't know if you remember in Christ Church, when this experiment, because you really don't know what was going on. Okay, I could pretend to talk about it. You could pretend you know about it. You don't know what was going on with this particular experiment with Dr. Bull out of Canada, and then he migrated. He took up residency in the United States because they put him out of Canada. But that's a whole long story. But when this experiment was going on, houses were cracking. It was shaking the ground in the Charnock area. I think that's the area of Christchurch near the airport, and houses were cracking. And residents complained. Did something happen? Did they stop it? It stopped, but not because Barbadians were complaining. Not because you were complaining. It stopped, but for other reasons. Now, I said all of what I just said to tell you there's a reason that I share information. You need to understand the history of things. And when you look back and you can see that your governments, because there were different governments in place, it all depends on what year and what time it was. But when you can see that your governments cannot stop what's happening in Barbados, they cannot stop what is going on in Barbados when these big companies come in and these big companies start to move and they start to populate in terms of doing whatever they need to do to get you to become customers and to get your money every month, every whatever period they get your money. You cannot stop them because they give the government whatever they need in taxes, and some of the government officials probably get money under the table for bringing them in the first place. And those particular companies could bring in their people from overseas, say, oh, there's no one in Barbados to fit this particular slot, so we need to bring in someone from overseas. And you have people walking around Barbados calling the shots. And do you think that they're going to listen to you? The history of things show that they do not listen. It shows that they do not listen, okay? So it's good to sometimes receive information, because then when something happens, you probably know how to proceed. If you should even waste your time having a meeting, if you should actually waste your time inviting cattle, inviting Natalie from somewhere, inviting these people to come and sit in and listen to you, and maybe go back and talk about meeting them halfway. They didn't even show up for you, and they're talking about meeting them halfway in the middle ground. Okay, so you kind of know. I share information with you every day. You could see it and not see it, or whatever. It's up to you. I always believe, and I think I'm going to leave this earth saying, you create your own reality, and every decision you've made put you where you are. I know I talk to other people and they think life happens. I've mentioned this before, and it is what it is. Nah, I cannot go with that. I have to go with the avatars that have come in. I have to go in with all those avatars that have come in and say, they've said, we are magical beings. We are magic, and we just need to know that and to start utilizing the magic of what we have within us, our consciousness, opening up our consciousness. And like when that avatar said that no ship that he was on could sink because he could control the weather, I'm with him. I'm with him. I'm with him 100%. I think that we create our own reality. And with that said, you need to start creating your reality. Not everything that you want, you're going to get in the way you want it, but it's there. It's there. Look at it as a baby step, and you're going to get better and better and better as you go on. But it's there. Whatever you want, it's there. It happens. Okay? This is Sherry Veronica.